Hi, my name is Michael Spilg. I volunteered with Global Volunteers in their program in Poland in 2023 and 2024. What initially drew me to the organization was their commitment to be engaged with communities where they're welcomed. This was clear once I was there. Members of the community were really excited, warm, and welcoming to have the volunteers participate in their communities. It was really exciting to get to know other members of their community and work with the volunteers teaching English. In addition to being involved with the community, the coordinators, Dorota and Olga, were very friendly, available, and approachable. They were on top of everything and made sure everyone was aware of what to do and where to go all the time. It was also fun to get to know the other volunteers, and everybody came with their best attitude, which really added to the experience. In addition to teaching English, it was great to have additional activities and cultural exchanges prepared. We met with the mayor of Szelice and the mayor of Mordi, where I did a summer camp, as well as went into town to go to the museum, restaurants, ice cream parlors. And we even had an excursion where we went to a medieval castle nearby. In addition to these activities, it was really neat to meet some Ukrainian refugees and hear their stories. All of these activities really added to the experience. So I've prepared some slides to go through my experience teaching English through Global Volunteers. The first program I did was in September 2023, the school year program. I worked with Camila, who I'm pictured with in the picture on the left, and she was my point of contact at the school, and I worked mainly in her classes of 5th and 6th graders. We worked through different lessons that she had prepared and that were already on their agenda in their curriculum, but I also had the opportunity to add my own activities and games to teach the students English. Their English skills really varied, and the kids had a range of English knowledge from being very new and at the beginner level to being close to fluent and conversational. So one of the classes that I worked in is in the picture in the center. The picture on the right, I'm with Olga, the coordinator, and she was on top of everything all the time. And another volunteer, Sunset, they both had really positive attitudes, and it really made the experience that much better. So a little bit more about teaching at that school. I mainly worked with 5th and 6th graders, as I said, but I also worked in a classroom of 2nd graders and kindergarteners in the pictures on the upper right corner. The picture on the upper left corner is of a stage where there's a choir performance during their ecological fair field event. So they had, coincidentally, on the last day that I was there, an ecological event where they were promoting recyclables and environmentalism, and just had some other field carnival-like activities for the kids to spend the day outside. So I went back to Poland in the summer of 2024, and the first program I did that year was in Mordi, which was near Szelice. So the volunteers and I stayed at a hotel in Szelice, and every morning we took a bus to the school in Mordi. We were broken up into different classes. So my class is pictured in the lower left corner. The picture with all the flags of Ukraine, the US, Poland, and the EU at the top is picturing everyone in the camp. So all the students, all the volunteers, the translators, and other members of the community that were involved. And then the picture in the lower right corner is a picture of me with some of the other volunteers on a day trip around Szelice after the camp one day. So in addition to teaching English, we had some excursions planned. So the picture on the top, we went to an abandoned mansion, which the mayor who's in the picture opened up and allowed us to wander around the grounds. And we even got a tour inside of the mansion. Another excursion was a day trip to Warsaw. So we went to the science and Technology Museum. So in the lower right corner, one of the kids is navigating a robot dog from Boston Dynamics. And we also went to the National Stadium where the soccer or the football team performs, and we were able to walk through the locker rooms and also saw inside of the stadium. So the last day of the camp, the principal of the school had a barbecue prepared where we had sausages, hunter stew, and we even did some Polish dances. And the picture on the right side, I'm with the director, Dorota, and the mayor of Morty. So after that week, I volunteered at 2 summer camps, each 2 weeks long at Raymond Tuvka. Raymond Tuvka is a beautiful manor with its own property, including a tennis court, a field where the kids were able to play soccer, a bonfire pit, a tent where they have hosted weddings, and during the camp we used as like a theater room. So it's a very large complex. During this camp, the kids stayed on the grounds as well as myself and the other volunteers. The rooms were very nice, and the staff prepared our meals as well. It's tradition in Poland that lunch is the biggest meal of the day. And I can definitely say, honestly, I filled up every day from what they had prepared. It was delicious, and it really added to the experience to have that traditional cuisine. But, anyways, so teaching English at this camp was a blast. Every morning, the students had English lessons, and my class had one of the larger rooms in front of the manor house. So, pictured below is my class from the first camp. Every morning, I had them write out a reflection in English about what they did the day before. Otherwise, I prepared other activities, sometimes games like Jeopardy, which the kids really seemed to get into, as it was a little bit of a competition. At the end of the camp, the kids prepared a show for the parents before they're picked up. And for the second camp that I worked at or volunteered at for Raymond Tuvka, they wanted to do a performance to a song they learned in school about the planets. Unfortunately, I couldn't find an English version of the song, but I found another English song about planets. So the kids each dressed up as a different planet and sang in English the verse of the song about their planet. So it was pretty fun, and they dressed up and made their own costumes. In addition to the final show, the kids also put on a show about Poland. So this was known as Polish Night for the global volunteers. And the directors of the camp in the pictures also participated. And after the kids sang in Polish and in English, we had a little feast of bread and pickle and lard, which is a Polish tradition. During the second camp, it overlapped with Warsaw Day, so the kids did additional songs specifically dedicated to the Warsaw Uprising from World War II. So it's neat to learn more about Poland's history. In addition to teaching English, it's been great meeting members of the community and really making new friends and building and strengthening connections. The picture on the left, I'm with Olga, who is the phenomenal coordinator of the camps. She is on top of everything all the time. In the next picture, I'm with Camila, who was the teacher I volunteered with for my first visit to Poland. Her daughter actually attended the second camp and was in my class. And Camila also was an assistant camp counselor, English teacher for the first camp for one of the weeks. So she's very involved with the organization. And she even had the volunteers come over to her house for dinner one night. In the next picture, I'm shaking hands with the mayor of Siedlce. And the last picture, I'm with one of the staff members of Raymond Tuvka. Everybody was really welcoming. Even though there was a language barrier at times, we made the most out of it, and everyone had the best sense of humor. So, as I said, everybody had a great sense of humor, and we all got along. This is a picture at the end of the second camp with some of the other volunteers, some of the camp counselors, the camp directors, the art director. Everybody just wants to have a good time, and everyone came with the best attitude. It's really a great experience volunteering with Global Volunteers and participating in these summer camps and school year programs. I definitely took away a lot from these experiences, and I would recommend it to anyone else who's interested in volunteering.